Hey, I'm Chris Bolton, the head at Ravensbury Community in Manchester. I came across you about 5 years ago at my previous school where we wanted a sensory space, but I didn't want to use a sensory space that you can get commercially in other ways because they're boring for a start. So we went for the therapy pod, and then when I moved to this school I wanted to do that again because I saw how it really benefited the children, but wanted more of them around the school, so went for the smaller ones where children can use each day. We have quite a high send cohort in our school, and there's one of our year 4 boys that actually will sit in this for hours and he'll do his little interventions within there, and he actually likes the white noise that's being made by the fan, so we usually turn it up for him, and then he listens to the white noise whilst he's doing whatever he's doing with his adult in the pod. It tends to be for social emotional regulation on the whole, so it's going in, using it for a couple of minutes, going back into class and hopefully stopping those emotions going too high. That tends to happen far more successfully now, and we're seeing a lower amount of high explosive emotional needs because this is a step 1 before it gets there. We have multiple pods. In every department has got a pod, and they're used frequently, but there's no timetable for it. So the pods come up as soon as the school day starts, and they come down when the school day ends every day. And I've found that actually they've been running, including at my previous school, for hours and hours and hours, and we've never had a single problem with them. They seem to just run, and the children quite like the engagement of them, the colours that they can do, and all those things. So the bigger pod, which is the big therapy pod, you can get a small group in there with an adult and you can do lots of different things, and I thought they work really well as sensory tents. But what I would say is that all of them can be moved, so if for whatever reason you need to change the location of them, it's really easy to do. And the big one makes the best Santa's grotto ever, which was always used at my old school. But they do move, so if you've got a regulation where the child's really struggling but actually getting them to the pod is too far, they're really quick and they're up in seconds, so you can actually move the pod to the child or nearer to the child if you need to. So I think as part of our behaviour policy and all the things that we do, it's one of the steps. So it's not necessarily integrated into learning, it complements it. So we've tried to make sure that, like when we've chosen the backgrounds, that it links to something that this area will be doing at some point, but they're more about part of our strategies for supporting our children rather than a learning tool. So it's that recognising that when a child is feeling a bit fizzy or feeling a bit amber, that they can be used by a member of staff to go, should we go into the pod for a couple of minutes and read a book or just sit there or whatever it might be. So I think they've just become kind of a key component in our delivery of our social emotional to then hopefully get the children back into learning quicker, which obviously then helps the learning.